Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Another day, another grind. But I need to do a little something right now, so be patient with me. I'll be with you in a second. Well, I'm still going to talk, but I have to do a little something. Oh, what? Okay, that is kind of odd. But I won't complain. Okay. What I was checking was my phone because I recently downloaded my app from my phone company, where you buy your, I don't know, 3 minutes and gigabytes from. And they recently sent me a message like, oh, you only have 20% left from the thing, from your internet stuff. And I was like, okay, I would love to check how much gigabyte I've actually left to use, since I use my phone a lot, of course, like everybody does nowadays. And when I was checking it, I realized ever since I've got my new phone and my new contract with the new phone company, I've never actually downloaded it. I never did. So I tried to download it and, connect my stuff with it, but it simply didn't work for some reason. I had to put in my phone number and my email address and, the password. And for some reason, it just didn't work. It told me, oh, there is a malfunction, something's not adding up, yada yada yada, you know the drill. And now I went in to check again because I figured it would be nice to have my phone on the side for a few things if I want to check stuff. And all of a sudden, it actually worked. I was able to see my 3 minutes, my messages, my internet gigabytes and stuff like that, and yeah, that was a pleasant surprise on my book. Okay, I forgot again to put up my reference board. Like always. There we go. There are my refs. I need my refs. Everybody use refs. They are very important. By the way, highly recommend PureRef. Amazing program for reference and stuff. Also, I really need to apologize for being super quiet yesterday. It was just, I don't know, one of those days where you don't feel as talkative as usual, and I still need to get used to the fact that people are watching, and I need to practice to push through those downtimes as well, especially if I'm doing something I'm not comfortable with. Don't get me wrong, I love rendering and stuff like that, but it's one of my hardest and most difficult parts in my actual workflow. And I'm always practicing, but I need to think a lot and it's very taxing on my brain. And I hope that today I'm a bit more talkative because I also feel better than the past couple of days. Or at least better than yesterday. And yeah, so let's get back into rendering this beauty. And I have to say, now that I look at her today, she looks super pretty, and I'm actually very proud of her. I mean, yesterday I was so stuck in the drawing process, and there is a point where you're like, how do I explain? Whenever you're drawing, the longer you look at a picture, the more you see its flaws, or you notice the stuff that you actually don't like. And if you take a step back and then come back to an actual piece, sometimes you'll be surprised with how much you actually like it, because you just had this moment of rest and you can look at it with a fresh set of eyes. So whenever you're feeling frustrated or outright angry at a piece, because I've been there, believe me, just take a step back and look at it maybe the next day or after a couple of hours, and sometimes you find yourself actually enjoying the piece again instead of hating its guts. So yeah, that's the 2 cents I have for people. Also, I want to fix this part of the nose, which is kind of putting me off right now. So let's do this. This is fine. Not quite in the shape. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? Anybody up for a chat or just here for a quick lurk? I'm fine either way, don't worry. I'm not going to pressure anybody in actually having to talk to me. I just want to see if anybody is up for a quick chat or not. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell you about a few things I've wanted to talk to you about. For example, as you know, I am an artist. I know, total shocker, nobody would have expected that. But, I'm actually often replying to like concept art posts and stuff like that, but probably a lot of you guys know the struggle right now with the industry, especially gaming industry is very at a low point with everything going on with AI and stuff like that, so it's hard to actually land a job or make a living as an artist. But I won't give up. I'm freshly graduated from college and stuff like that, so I'm keeping to I keep looking for like job opportunities and stuff like that. And to my surprise, today when I opened up my LinkedIn and just checked a bunch of things, I saw a little something in my inbox that somebody reached out to me actually, and I have an interview tomorrow morning, which is like super exciting for me, because I have been trying to get an interview for like ages, but the problem is that currently a lot of veteran people have lost their jobs, which is insane to me because there are so many awesome artists out there, and to see that like some of my idols basically got kicked out of their workplace is super scary. And the worst part of it is actually that those people are now my competitors. And usually you're just competing with college graduates and not with a lot of veteran people who also like are searching for a job. And to see that I actually for once got a message back from people made me so happy and so excited. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that job interview tomorrow for a position as a concept artist in a small little indie studio, which would be like a real dream come true. So wish me luck, wish me luck. Because maybe if they allow me to, I can stream some of the work I do there, but that's something I absolutely don't know if they're going to let me do this. I mean, there are NDAs I probably have to sign and stuff like this. And I also don't want to get my hopes up in general for getting the job because it's just an interview, and everybody knows that interviews don't mean you actually get hired. But for me, it's kind of a big deal because it's the first interview I'm actually attending, because so far I had to do a couple of art tests, or simply the application process never took me far enough to actually meet the people in person. And I think it's super hard at the beginning to really break into the industry because most studios, which is totally understandable, look for people who have a lot of experience, which I don't. At least not in the sense of that I've worked for tons of studios before. And that's actually what people are looking for at the moment, people with actual experience, because there are so many out there with experience. I did do a couple of like little game projects for game jams and helped out with mods or other private projects as a game artist and concept artist. But I never had a chance to really work in a studio. One time I had the opportunity for an internship actually in a small little outsourcing studio, but that wasn't a pleasant experience at all. Because the studio never had an intern before, so I was their first intern. It was a paid internship. They didn't have to pay me a penny. That's something I want to put out there because in the country I live in, we're lucky enough to actually have the possibility that if you're like graduated from college or university, you're basically jobless. So you go to a job center and there people give you some help and advice on how to land jobs and stuff. And there's also the opportunity that you can go to like companies and ask for a paid internship, which they don't have to pay, but the job center does. So they basically get a free worker that is helping them out, and I get paid for the experience basically. So, of course, I was over the moon when the studio accepted this internship, and I was super happy to go there and stuff like this. It was also shortly after COVID, so that's also something I want you guys to keep in mind. And little old me went there with high hopes of learning more about concept art and learn more fundamentals, learn from the concept artists there as well. They told me that I would have to do their socials as well, which is totally fine. I mean, I have experience with social media and stuff like Twitch, YouTube. I mean, Twitch not as much back in the days. I was just a watcher on Twitch, so that was it, and it didn't aim for Twitch, so I didn't really care. But, the big but, it was supposed to be just a small part of my work. And instead, I never actually got to really do concept art, and all in all, it was very chaotic and things just absolutely did not work out. There was a lot of misunderstandings because I initially felt like I had two bosses instead of one, and the two of them didn't really talk to each other. I like them as a person. They are super nice and super sweet, and you can talk with them a lot, but as actually an authority figure who is supposed to lead you, to guide you, to give you work that you need to do, it was a complete disaster. So I actually like I actually I just lost track because somebody messaged me on Discord. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Lucy, are you there? Actually, I'm not sure if it's just watching because I just saw your message. Yes, hi. Hi. I'm going to answer you here if that's fine with you because I saw your name pop up and I wanted to get back to you as soon as possible. So, if you want to, you totally can. I mean, I'm not sure. I think I have like that channel thing set up where people have to agree to the rules. But I would need to take a look at it. I need to, I don't know, words difficult. No. Maybe I can send the ones I already have to you as well. But I would love if you like make some rules for me or for people to follow which are like basic courtesy. Yes, you have put some proper rules in the channel description, so always good so people can say I didn't know. Yeah, that's totally fair. No, you if you want to, you can totally write me some that I can just copy paste or can you do that? I don't know. I'm not really sure what privileges you have as a mod right now, and if you can edit channel stuff. Because I didn't get to write stuff in the description yet, because I'm taking it piece by piece. And I would highly appreciate you if you do that for me. You're awesome. Thank you. And I'm keeping your chat open in Discord as well, because since you're my mod, you can just DM me there and I see things a lot quicker. The only downside is when I actually activate OBS, it does put Discord into the streamer mode, which is so cool actually, because then I don't accidentally leak my like IDs and stuff, but I also don't get any pings, so I often have to like actively look if I got any messages. So yeah, either way is fine. You can write me on Twitch or Discord. So going back to the dumb story I was telling, I was in that internship for like a few months and things were super chaotic on both sides, on mine and theirs. I think I got like sick after 2 weeks with COVID, which was crazy, okay? I went 2 years through the pandemic in and out. I never got sick once, even though I was out there traveling through like subways and stuff. And after the pandemic, when everything was open up and fine, it was fine, everything was back to normal, I get COVID, which was hilarious to me. And I was knocked out for like 2 weeks, but I still worked from home because I didn't want to miss out on that opportunity. So I still told them to send me work and I will do it as fast as I can and with a bit of breaks maybe in between, but I was still super motivated and I did a lot of work for them, and I think they don't even actually knew how much they were asking of me because it was so much, like doing research for stuff, setting up shops, doing Excel spreadsheets and whatever. And once I also said to them like, hey, it would be really cool if I like get the chance to actually work on a concept because that's why I'm here. And technically, if I would have been a total dick, I could have sued them because they didn't like teach me concept art, because that's what has been written down in the contract that they agreed to do. So I of course didn't do that because they are a small company and there are still very sweet people and things just didn't pan out for us, and I'm hoping that they learned from the experience they had with me, and if they ever like get another intern they will treat them better. And not like, I got locked out the office like twice because nobody was there during the time they agreed to be. So I had to like sit outside on the stairs and work on my laptop, which was like crazy. But it was fine for me still. Like I said, they were a small company and I would never like do anything to hurt them, basically. But it was a learning experience for sure. Also, if you see me switching back and forth between like what I've done in the beginning and after, I like to see the comparison if I made it worse or not initially. So yeah, but I honestly think I'm pretty happy with how she's looking right now. She looks super cute. Hello there. That's too pink. So yeah, that was basically my only experience I had. I barely did any concept art, and one thing that still bothers me to this day was like, they told me there had like some, I don't know, what was it? I think it was like some 3D figure commission they needed to do, and my senior artist like told me um to do some sketches if I had the time, but it's very low priority and I should just do it whenever. And I also asked, I don't know, is there a deadline? And they told me to no, don't worry about it, you don't really have a deadline, just do it at your whenever you have the time in between tasks. And the thing is, I never had time between the tasks, and the guy never got back to me about this commission thing, so I didn't know how urgent it was. Until he was like, where are the sketches? You should have done. Why didn't you do any? And I'm like, wait a second. Till when do you actually need them? Till Friday. And it was like, Wednesday or something? And I was like, okay, why didn't you tell me? I asked you about the deadline and if there is any. And he was like, yeah, I told you this on Monday or the last week, something like that. It was not that long ago, and to do them whenever I have time. And I responded with, I didn't have time. You guys are like giving me one task after another, and I simply didn't get to it because there was, oh gosh, Photoshop, play nice, don't die on me. And all in all, it was just like this huge misunderstanding because he figured I can just do the sketches in between stuff, which never was the case. And I figured it wasn't that urgent since he never told me a deadline and stuff. And yeah, we just didn't really, we weren't on the same page. So in the end, I got to do the sketches, but he was very disappointed at my ability with the sketches because they weren't as high quality as he hoped they would be, I guess. Which was kind of unfair since I went there to basically study concept art. Give me a sec, I'm going to drink and then I keep talking. So you can understand at what skill level I was back in the days. It was like at the beginning of my digital career, okay? It was right after I like finished my game art and animation diploma. And It's like a generalist thing. You learn everything a little bit. It's like jack of all trades, master of none. And usually people often do the bachelor's degree after that, but I didn't want to because I wasn't happy with the quality of the university and I didn't want to spend like even more money there, so I decided to leave and specialize in something. And I was thinking back and forth what kind of job I would love to do and which one I would love to specialize in. So I did more research and reflected on myself. Sorry, and reflected on myself to see, okay, which kind of job would you love to do in the future? Where do I see myself in a game pipeline? What would I love to do? Is it 3D modeling? No. I was not. I love 3D modeling, okay? I can do Maya, I can do Blender. Maybe not as good as I used to because it's been a while since I really put out a high quality model. Either way, I knew that usually 3D artists are like the poor guys who have to do the work from 2D to bring the work from 2D to 3D. And I also knew that like creativity as a 3D artist is like luxury basically, because the bigger the company, the less freedom you have as a 3D artist to do stuff. At least that's what I thought back in the days. You get the finished concept, you have to bring the concept to life, and that's about it. You have to stick to the concept as close as possible, maybe figure a few things out, but I don't know, I didn't like the idea that I basically get a concept and have to work off of it and stick closely to it. I was missing like the creativity and the iterations that you usually do in concept art. So that's why I decided for myself that I want to focus on concept art, which I knew would be hard. And I have to say, I was definitely not the best painter, drawer, whatever, digital artist. Because. Oh no. I drew on the wrong layer. No! Oh no, oh no. There we go. Like I said, I definitely wasn't the best artist that I in my class as well, because I used to dabble in like anime stuff, but very let's say very amateur stuff, and not I wasn't too focused on like really learning anatomy and things like that. I just did it for fun, and you could definitely tell that in my work that I wasn't a professional, that I didn't like study fundamentals and stuff like that. So that's when I decided to change things and to actually put in the work and study. And that's how I got back in contact with one of my old teachers who worked in that one studio. Really nice guy, like I said, he helped me out a lot and stuff. It's just a internship didn't work out for the both of us. And I was so excited. So, of course, the sketches I gave him were like really not up to the point where you would love to see a sketch, since I never really learned it, which was kind of sad, right? I went there to learn and they already expected me to be at the point where I can put out high quality stuff in a short amount of time, which just wasn't the case. And after I parted with them, I decided to do like a course where I would learn how to do concept art in more detail and learn the pipeline and really focus on my digital artist skills instead of like this general approach my old university used. And yeah, after I finished the course, I felt like at a good point where I could apply to actual studios, which is harder than you might think, because even if you like did your work and study, it's still very tough to break into the industry, at least if you don't know anybody. So I simply... Why am I struggling to draw the boobs? Hi there, Prism. You came at the worst timing. So yeah, after I finished the program, I figured to... I'm at a point where I can start applying, but it took me still a long time to get to this point where I finally get an actual interview with a game studio. I see I came at the right time. Definitely. Definitely. Are you on your way to work again like yesterday? Because it's roughly around the same time right now. I'm just talking and reminiscing about the internship at a certain game studio. No, I'm free for 3 days. Oh, that's awesome. So what are your plans? Are you going to work on your little project, or are you doing something else? Working on my game right now, yeah, awesome. Feel free to just lurk around if you like to. Making the fishing minigame. Ooh, the fishing minigame. I'm really curious. Fishing minigames are like either super annoying or super fun. There is like no in between. Most of the time. Also, like I said, if you ever need a tester, I'm so up for it. But yeah. I just told everybody that I have a job interview tomorrow, which makes me kind of nervous, but it's also super exciting, since I never like got to the point where I got a personal interview. I'm at the stage before I decided on the actual mechanics, so what kind of fishing game it will be is uncertain at this stage. Okay, so you're like iterating on what's it gonna be. I mean, there are so many good fishing mini games out there for reference, but I'm pretty sure you're going to add your own unique little twist. Hey, good luck! Thank you so much. It's like for a small indie studio that are developing a small little game. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it, so I'm keeping it kind of vague for now. just to be on the safe side, since I didn't sign any NDAs or stuff, but I don't want to get into trouble or tell anyone anything I'm not supposed to before I actually know what's going on. I like Stardew Valley the most, but yeah, I want to be at least a bit unique if I'm going through all the trouble. Yeah, Stardew Valley is also one of my favorites. It's so simple, but yet pretty challenging, especially in the high tier stuff or if you try to catch the legendary ones. Of course! Let me know when you hear back. I'm sorry, my brain just made an I out of the L, so it took me a second. I will. I have the interview tomorrow at 8 AM my time, so we'll see. It's just like a 15-minute interview to talk about my experiences apparently and stuff like that, so we'll see. I've been a bunch of like art tests and stuff, but I never hit the interview stage. For once, because I don't have the necessary experience, which is like insane. I'm a junior artist, of course. I don't have like 20 shipped games behind me. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And the other thing often is that either my style doesn't match the studio, which often happens. I mean, I try to send my applications to a lot of different studios because you actually never know. Maybe somebody is willing to take me as a junior and just teach me their style. And I don't apply for photorealistic styles at all because it's nothing I like to do, it's nothing I want to do, and I don't think the studio is going to be happy with somebody who just tries to get a job and hasn't the necessary skills or interest in a certain style. So I leave it up to the many artists who actually want to do realistic stuff. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, scary moment, let's merge it. Photoshop, you don't need to be upset just because I want to rename a layer. There we go. Okay, let's move on to the hand. If it lets me. Yeah. Very good, very good, very good. With whom from your university did you talk, by the way, about your career? Our Photoshop teacher? Our concept art teacher. Where we did our, like, Victorian witch hunter theme. If you're referring to the story I was telling about. Yeah. He was very nice, but like the internship was like was like insanely dumb. I can't recommend it. Especially, I mean, it was very nice for them to pick me for the internship, but they're doing a very realistic style and not stylized, so it also kind of was unnecessary. Because if I learned a valuable lesson from this internship is pick places that do the things you want to do. Because an art teacher can't help you if he doesn't do the style you're into. Yeah, hear a bit of it before I found the chat function on Twitch's desktop version. Oh yeah, yeah. No, it was like it was a cool experience. I got to work with him, also with like I don't know. I don't want to use any names, but the former head of the department before ours, and it was like a few supervisors were there as well from our university. So yeah. And yeah, you are doing a very good job with the Twitch thing. I tried it and I found it very hard to talk about anything interesting while working. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit my experience with YouTube back in the days when I was like 16 and very young, and even prior to our university I did like Let's Plays. So I have a bit of experience with the whole thing. And I have to admit, I have a little cheat sheet right next to me. If I ever run out of ideas, I just peek over. And I have just a few topics that I can mention if things go south. But you should have seen me yesterday. I was like, I don't know, I didn't feel too well yesterday, and I was also a little bit frustrated with my rendering skills, because rendering is still something I struggle a lot with. So I was like very, very quiet in the end. I did too, but I got stuck at one type of game which I didn't want to continue. Oh, okay, I get it, yeah. I was doing a variety. Jeez, variety. It's not a difficult word, but sometimes. Having a YouTube channel, I mean. Yeah, I mean, I have a YouTube channel like for my beauties right now, so I can just archive them, because if you're not an affiliate, the streams get deleted after only 1 week, which is well, is very sad, and I figured I want to archive them in one way or another. And I think making a good YouTube channel nowadays, it's so much work, and you almost need a team. And I still want to mainly focus on being an artist and not an actual YouTuber. Also, I stopped doing YouTube because I hated the backseat gaming. Not that people gave me tips, but the different opinions people were having about stuff. So even if you pleased one person, another might get upset and stuff, and you never actually can make it right for people, and it took away a lot of fun. So I decided to stop and just enjoy games in general. Oh, there we go. Why are you not taking... Oh, right. Completely forgot that I changed my color picker from all layers to current layers yesterday. No wonder it's not doing what it's supposed to do. But yeah, ever since we basically finished our diploma, I have met a lot of people. I have now contacts all over the world, basically, with people who are working at Ubisoft right now on the newest Assassin's Creed, or people who worked on Far Cry. A lot of my teachers in my course were from Ubisoft. Others did, like, I don't know, one of my um, Blender teachers actually did, I think it was the booth for Death Stranding. I'm not sure. It was some sort of booth for a zombie-esque game that should have been on the E3 during COVID, but it got sadly cancelled. And yeah, I also met somebody who worked at Fortige. He wasn't a good teacher by all means. He was like super new. We were his first class and everybody hated him. But hey, I know somebody who worked at Fortige and worked at the League of Legends Arcane background. So that's a plus. No, it was still fun with him. He taught us a few things, but he wasn't a very good teacher and talker. He often came too late and stuff, and I think he got in trouble with our supervisors as well. So poor guy. Either way, I am super excited about the job interview tomorrow, and I'm also so happy that I actually studied on a Canadian university, because it really helped me get comfortable talking in English, even though it's not my main language and my first language, basically. I still stumble a lot and mess stuff up, but I'm getting there. And Twitch is also helping a lot. Especially when it comes to my anxiety to show my work and to put it out there. Because so far people have been super sweet, and I didn't expect people to like really enjoy what I'm doing. And it's also so nice to actually reconnect with a bunch of people from before. Like if you're still listening, with you, for example, Prison, and a couple of other people. Somebody from my other course is also joining regularly. The art community in general seems to be the last non-toxic place on the internet. Yeah, it is. I mean, it really depends on the creator itself, but there are a lot of very nice people and very sweet people. I mean, I see it when I like search for people to raid out to. I had like, so far I have like, I didn't rate it the first day, and today is I think the 6th or 7th day. The 7th day I've been streaming, so I've rated 6 different persons, and 5 out of the 6 people were so sweet and so nice, and the other one is that was a very weird person. I decided not to watch anymore because they were like, I don't know, first impression just sucked, and I never got back to them. Also, in general, I'm trying to like build a community around this channel, which is very chill and wholesome, and so people can just drop in and relax and just put it up in the background with some chill music and stuff and hear me babbling. I also want to like improve my audio quality in the next couple of days. Hopefully I can push my mic to its limits so that you don't hear me typing and stuff, because that's something I don't like personally in other streams, so I don't want it in my own as well. I can see that, yeah. I mean, I guess art is that versatile that you can find so many different types of artists and people out there with different kinds of qualities and goals. So there are good artists, bad artists. There are good artists who have a shitty character. There are bad artists who have a great character. So everything has its ups and downs, I guess. And hello and welcome to everybody who is joining the stream right now. I just saw a little peek. Feel free to just hang out, write a message in the chat. We don't bite, at least not always. So just enjoy your stay. But one thing I'm actually really struggling with the whole doing Twitch regularly thing is my voice is not up for talking this long and regularly. I really noticed that it's getting like very raspy over time, and I still try to like get used to actually... Oh my god. No way. My layer merged. Doesn't matter, I can handle it. I'm still trying to find remedies against the raspy voice. I want to try and really remind myself to get some tea before I start streaming, but I always forget it. Oh, and every time I think of it, it's already too late. Like, I look at the clock and it's like, oh no, I have to go stream in 5 minutes. I still have to boot up my computer and start OBS, see if everything works, yada yada yada. If talking is a problem, maybe try singing. Don't challenge me. Actually, I love to sing. I don't know if I ever told you during our time at studying, but I would never do this with this mic because I would ruin everybody's ears with the pitch, the overpitching and spiking. But occasionally I catch myself humming. I think singing is a good idea. I can agree here. Are you guys now like trying to go against me? I mean, maybe one day. I think that's something like streamers do after they are comfortable, like hum along or sing along with their favorite songs. Ganging up on me, that's the phrase I was looking for just a few seconds ago. Also, Yuzu, because of you, I have actually downloaded Final Fantasy XIV again, right? I just downloaded it. I didn't boot it up. I didn't log in. But I did the dumb thing. I did get it again. Which is one less barrier to actually log in and play. And I hate myself for it. I hear the addiction calling me again. And it's all your fault. Anyways, just reminding you, stay hydrated, guys, or else I forget. Good, you did the first step. Now join me on the dark side. Yuzu, you've been with me on the dark side for years. And you are one of the few persons I'm still in contact with because I love you very much. And you are one of the few persons who could actually bring me back to the dark side. So stop tempting me, I beg you. I have a life now. At least I think I do kind of have a life. How is the fishing minigame in that one? In Final Fantasy 14, not very fancy, to be honest. It's very boring. Did anything change in Final Fantasy 14 actually, Yuzu? Because back in the days it was just like you picked a bait, threw it in, and basically waited for the fish to bite. I mean, there is like a diving mechanic on the higher levels when you can dive. Then you can swim around, like, go to shiny places, I think. But I haven't played in ages. But Yuzu is a big gatherer and crafter, so if somebody can explain it better, then it's her. The diving fishing changed. Okay. I mean, Yuzu, if you're up for it, Prism is currently working on his own little indie game about like urban witches, platforming stuff and things, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm sure he would love to hear a bit more detail about it. By the way, I don't know, Prism, do you still have like the link for our short movie we did in the in university? I know that that somebody posted it in our group we had on Discord, but I don't know, the group just vanished for me and I lost the link and I don't have the movie anymore because I can't find my drive where I've saved everything on from university. It's now a little minigame where you see the shadow of the fishes passing by and have to guess which shadow is which fish and press the button at the right time to catch one of these fishes. Oh, okay. I have to check too, but I'm sure I have it. It would be so awesome because sometimes I reference to it, but I don't know, I lost my whole folder from university. I still have a lot of our concept art stuff and the 3D one because I saved those in Photoshop as well in the cloud. So those I have, but sadly not the movie anymore. And also not our little game jam file. Because my old computer like died on me, sadly. You can see at the size and the speed of the fishes which one it is. Okay, cool. Got it. Should I post it in chat or to you personally? Could you send it to me personally? Because then I can really archive it. Because I fear that maybe it gets spammed away and that way I can just save it after the stream. Thank you, Prism. You're awesome. Thank you so much. And like I said, if you have our little game jam file somewhere lying around, maybe you can send me a drive link or stuff like that so I can save this as well. Awesome, I got it. I got it. Lucy just sent me a YouTube video for the spearfishing game from Final Fantasy. I think, yeah. Links totally worked fine, Lucy. I didn't block them. Since we're just a small little community, I figured it would be sad to block everything. Maybe if I get bigger or something like that, I'm going to block links, but right now we're just a cozy little stream. Don't worry. Still, thank you so much that you, like, searched for a link. Not sure about the game gem files. I'll tell you if I should find them. No worries. No worries. If you don't, it's also fine. It's just I can't remember for the love of it where I put the backup stuff from my university things. Because it's been like 3 years already and I've moved a bunch of times in between, had a few new computers. Like, not computers but drives. And I'm afraid I deleted it. Which sucks, but well. Things can happen. Oh my god, that's Jump Up Superstar from Super Mario Odyssey. I was sitting here like, wait, I know that song. And I also know the lyrics, but I'm not going to sing. Also, I still need to learn how to work and draw at the same time. I'm still not used to talking and drawing. Gaming and drawing, absolutely no problem. I can do that. I can talk for hours and hours. Or scream at people during the raids that they're just stupid and die all the time. By the way, Yuzu, if you're there, could you maybe educate me about the new hardcore content in Final Fantasy? Because I know everything up to Savage, and I think after Savage it's like the epic stuff, or is it also called Unreal for like Thordan and Bahamut and stuff like that? Because you showed me the picture from Hell's Kier from Suzaku yesterday, and I was so confused because I'm not used to seeing the primals and stuff like being an even more hardcore version of it. I mean, do you get weapons from it or, I don't know, some mount? Because those are new, right? I will need your mail for a wet transfer. I found a zip file that should have the game build. Oh my god, Prison, you're amazing. You're so freaking amazing. Give me a second, I'm typing it in. That's just my, like, email stuff for, like, commissions and things like that. Like that. Unreal is an old extreme trial, but with larger amount of HP, but with the same mechanics, but you are synced to a certain item level and you can't outgear it. Oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. Isn't that something we're hoping for back in the days, that they would like take the old trials and make them harder? Hit more OG. I'm so sorry. I'm getting the hiccups right now. And what's like the reward you're getting? Because it's Final Fantasy, so it's probably like glamour or anything like that. Something to show off. A title, maybe? You can get glamour, mounts, pets, etc. Okay, that's typically for Final Fantasy. Also, they added 24 raids, really? Chaotic, which is a savage version of the big raids. Really? Oh my god, Cloud of Darkness Savage, I hate. That's so fucking dope. What the fuck? Oh, you're making me do it. I can feel it. I can sense my old Final Fantasy Black Mage badass wanting to play. I can feel it. Oh my god. And the what? And we still have the ultimates, and then we still have the ultimates. The newest one is Eden. Yeah, it's always the like. Isn't it like always two expansions behind with every new expansion and stuff? Also, I just saw that we hit the 1 hour mark, so let's take a quick break for like 5 minutes so you guys can like grab a glass of water or go to the toilet or just stretch your legs, whatever, and we'll be back like in 5 minutes. Yes, exactly. We're having Bahamut, Ultima, Heaven's Song, Alexander, Omega, and Eden now. Okay, that's so cool. I would love to do all of those. I'll send you the mail. If Final Fantasy seems cool, but I wouldn't want to get addicted as well. I've been there. It's so hard to get back out. And Lucy knows that I was like one of the top black mages back in the days. So yeah. Oh my god, I finally have a witness to my accomplishments in Final Fantasy. It's crazy. You all can be my Reapers, Final Fantasy 14 Padawans. Awesome. Okay, guys, so let's take a quick break before we start talking again, because I need to refill my water as well. See you in a bit. Okay, I am back. Back from the dead. So what did I miss? I know it would be fun, but I don't have the time and am working on my gaming backlog as well. Yeah, honestly, if you want to play a game or if you want to play Final Fantasy XIV, it's a full-time commitment. It's like the only hobby you're going to have for the rest of your life. And it's so hard to actually stop playing. So yeah. Wouldn't recommend if you like don't have any time. Playing Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 or whatever it's called right now. Oh cool, I still have to play it. I have like the collector's edition with the Sephiroth statue and stuff like that, but I didn't get around to play it. I am currently stuck with Cyberpunk, but I think I'm almost done. I don't have much left on the map, like I'm still in Act 2, but I try to clear every like NCPD thing on the map and the side quests and stuff like that, and I'm currently playing Phantom Liberty as well. The DLC is just like built in the game, so yeah. But one thing I really need to take a look at right now is my chatbot. Because I actually have a bot set up that is supposed to like put out a little follow reminder every now and then, but it doesn't do that, and I should have everything set up correctly. But for some reason it won't do it. Oh, okay, that's fun. Stream Elements actually shows you that you're alive. I had no idea. Okay, let's see. Where's it? Chatbot, timers, follow reminder. Interval online every 30 minutes with like 10 chat lines in between. Which we definitely do have, so I don't understand why it's not putting out the thing. I hope I'm not going to break everything right now. I'm thinking about just relogging and reconnecting my chatbot with the thing. So if anything weird is going to happen in the next 5 minutes, it's because I'm tampering with stuff in the background. so please stay. I'm going to fix it in a bit. I mean, I have tried to troubleshoot it like for 2 days now, and it's still not working. Which is kind of odd. So let's see, part. It's not active in the chat. Join. Now the bot should be active again. Is it though? Should be. Stream Elements is active in the chat. Let's just test it out. If it's also connected, right? That looks good. The thing is, I also can't like send a test message, which is strange because I would love to see if it would work at all. So let's log out here for a moment in hopes that I don't kill my stream, but it seems to work fine. Let's log back in. Because that's one of the things most forums suggest to do if the timers don't work. It's so weird. Everything is connected, everything should technically work fine, but it doesn't. for some reason. Let's disable it for a moment and then re-enable it. Nope, doesn't seem to work. That's too bad. I think I have to contact the support to see what's actually going on. Because I know at the beginning, as a new streamer, there is a bunch of stuff that can go wrong and you have to work with the support to make things working. So yeah. Oh, look at that, somebody to ban. User, do you want to do the honors and ban your first ever user on Twitch, or should I do it? I can, but I'm just leaving it up to you. Nope, I can't find why it's not working. What did they do? I didn't see anyone posting anything. Oh! You can see that? I had no idea. Oh. I mean, I can... Maybe it was auto-deleted. I can show it to you in public, I think. It's like just some best viewers on streamboo.com bullshit stuff, and... I never noticed that it's actually not on Scream. I don't even know if a user can see it then. But the person is banned. That's funny. Now I learned something new. Nope, I think I need to, like, look into the timer issue a bit closer. You will have to deal with bots on Twitch quite a bit these days, I bet. For my channel, right now it's actually okay-ish. I think I get like one of those best viewers on blah 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 once a stream or something like that. It's manageable. And I can also like put filters on some bots if I want to. But for now I don't want to like be super strict with filtering out stuff and censoring things, because at the beginning it's not a good idea to like filter out almost everything from your stream. Okay. But I don't know how it's going to be if I have more viewers or stuff like that, because I bet it's like exponentially growing with everyone who's watching. Hi Sophie, welcome to the stream! So happy that you joined us. So pretty, thank you. Thank you so much. I honestly adore how she looks like. Pretty proud of her. Did you stay up late again? Did you play Path of Exiles 2 again? Nope. Oh, you didn't? I just woke up. Then a good morning to you. I hope you had a wonderful night. Thank yous. You're welcome. By the way, I completely forgot to ask you last time, what kind of class are you currently playing in Path of Exiles 2? I have no idea if they're like the same classes like in Path of Exiles 1, like Witch, Hunter, Berserker and stuff like that. Huntress, cool. I don't know why, but anytime somebody says Huntress, I think of Dead by Daylight as the Huntress that is like humming this one tune. New one with spears. Oh, okay. Interesting. I still have to look into Path of Exiles if I have the time. And I, like, want to play a game like this. Because Path of Exile always was like a game, when I wanted to play it, I like played it for, I don't know, how long? Weeks until my character died, because I always played like the hardcore version of the leagues. Most of the time I like got to 90 plus and then died in one of the maps or something like that. I personally played like in Path of Exile one Necromancer Witch with like, who would have guessed a space skin? Lots of stars and space, and it was a lot of fun. Sophie, did you play Path of Exile 1 too? If so, what do you think about about Path of Exile 2? Is it better than the first one, or is it worse, or what do you like about it? They're like not the same game. Really? Is it that different? I haven't seen any gameplay as well because I didn't want to spoil myself. But that's interesting. PoE 1 is rippy and zoomy, PoE 2 is much slower. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, PoE 1 is like if you got your build going, you were zooming. And it was more about speed in the end. The faster you got to the end game, the better it was. Still remember all the big streamers like grinding to 100 in like a few hours. It was probably like a week before the first player hit 100. Whoa. Okay, that's an insane difference. Campaign takes like 20 hours for non-speedrunners. Okay. I mean, I have to admit, when I started Path of Exile 1, I played it with one of my ex-boyfriends. And I didn't read the story and the campaign at all. I was just speed clicking my way through everything, so I don't even know the story and campaign from Path of Exile 1 in a lore sense. I know where to go, which NPCs to click on, which quests to do, and where to find the corresponding like items, but I have no clue about the lore. so yeah. I think we're an exile in Path of Exile 1. Yeah, I think so too, like an exile that got stranded in the beginning. And then you kind of have to work your way through and kill that one goddess in a cathedral. and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's all I know about it. You have like that one crazy experimental woman doctoress. I don't know. You kind of hear some of the story in bits and pieces, but it doesn't really make sense if you don't read all the quests, I guess. But it's also the only game I did that, I think, because I'm usually a sucker for lore, but I simply wanted to play with my boyfriend back in the day, so I just hurried and rushed through everything. Give me a second. I'm so sorry about that small little interruption. Oh no, where did I put my glove? I need to sit up again. One moment. I just got a huge bundle of chives from the garden. We have such a big garden outside, and the last few days it grew like crazy. So I might need to take a small break to actually cut it and freeze it for cooking. So where were we before I got interrupted? Let's see. To be honest, I would wait till Path of X2 is done early access and it's free. Oh, yeah, right. You have to pay for early access. I totally forgot about that. But thanks for the tip. I want to check it out too, but the price is too high for it to be free in release. I can wait for that. You only get the first experience once, and it will probably be in a more balanced state come full release. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I'm all for like supporting early releases and stuff like that, and I honestly, I think they're doing a cool thing with like having people pay for the early access and then making it free for the others, because everything they do is like free, and they usually like monetize their stuff through only skins. So I guess for all the people who wanted to support them, it's a great opportunity to do so, and for the rest of us, we can wait until it's free. And if it's going to be as much fun as Path of Exodus 1 when it's released, I'm definitely going to take a look at it. But it's probably going to be better than Diablo. Either way. I mean, I haven't played it, but like a few friends of mine have looked into it when the new Diablo came out, but nobody actually stuck with it or is playing it right now. So I didn't buy it. I figured I wait until my good old Diablo fans have given their approval for the game, and nobody did, so I saved myself a few bucks. Teehee! Are you teeheeing because of the Diablo thing? Yes. Yeah, honestly, I didn't hear many good things about it. Even though I must say I was pretty excited when I first saw like Lilith's design because she looked very badass. But yeah, it's not a good thing. To be honest, I had fun with 4. That's, I think, great for you. I think it's just that a lot of people who played Diablo back in the days wanted it to be like the OG ones, but didn't work. It was my first ARPG. Oh, okay. For me, it was Path of Exile 1, actually. I think I was too young when the first Diablos came out. Or, to say it better, I didn't have many, like, gamer friends, so I had no idea it even existed until I was, like, I don't know, an adult. But I only hear good things about it, so... And I think if you like playing Diablo or something like that as a casual without taking it too serious, it's actually a fun game. For example, I played Dragon Age Veilguard when it came out, and I've completed it almost 100%. I think I'm just missing like 2 achievements or something like that. And people have been bashing it quite a bit and saying it's not a good game and stuff, but I had fun with it. It's it's not like the most, I don't know, unique game in the world or like the best game and it can't compare with Baldur's Gate, but I had a lot of fun playing it, to be honest. For an old school ARPG experience, Titan Quest 2 seems to shape up to be that. It is still in development, but I loved the first one. Dragon Age Veilguard was so fun. The ending bumped it up to like an 8.5 for me. My problem with Dragon Age Veilguard was like some of the character side stories kind of felt, I don't know, they could have deserved a bit more love, to be honest. Like Harding's story was like, for me, okay, and that's it. It could have used a few more quests for me to really build up a connection with the characters. But I had a lot of fun, and honestly, the fighting system was really good for me. I had so much fun fighting it. I didn't like that they like repeated a lot of enemies, like they reskinned one human enemy boss like 5 times, and it got a bit repetitive after a while. But it's still a decent game. I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who is like looking for the best game ever, but I like had, I don't know, let me see. I put a lot of hours into the game. Steam is closed. Okay. Let's see. RPGs, Dragon Age Veilguard, there it is. I had a solid like 85 hours in the game, and I think 5 hours or something are from a different playthrough, so 80 hours. And I'm missing only 2 achievements, so I finished this for like 69%. It was really fun. It was my first Dragon Age 2. I have to admit I haven't played the others, but I bought them and they're sitting there and waiting. We need more Baldur's Gate in this Baldur's Gate 3 in this world. Yes, we do. If you like Baldur's Gate, I really recommend like Divinity Original Sin, the former games from Larian Studio. They're not as high quality from the graphics than Baldur's Gate, but it has the same feeling than Baldur's Gate, and it's really detailed and so much fun to play. I found the dialect options too safe. Yeah, 1, yes. 2, absolutely. 3, no, I don't agree. But let's do what you suggest anyways, so I don't come off as an arse to a party member. Yeah. I think that sums it up pretty well. But it's most of the time it's like that with multiple choice games who play it safe. You have those choices and they don't really affect the story in any way. They do maybe affect the relationship with certain party members, but it's not that impactful. But some were really funny. But one thing I have to say is what sometimes or often bothers me with like games that give you multiple choices is that you have this one choice and you think, oh, okay, that sounds like something I would love to say to this person. Let's pick it. Let's say you're in a dialogue and there is like an option for hello, how are you? And hi, I've missed you, how have you been? And the third thing is like good to see you. And then I'm like, okay, let's go with good to see you. Why haven't you called? Why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you text me? And I'm sitting here like, wait, I didn't mean to offend him. How should I have known that my character is suddenly going to be basically a bitch? I don't like if games do that. And Dragon Age, I have to say most options you could have picked with the symbols and stuff, they actually really did do what you were expecting. So I think there was maybe one or two dialogues in I don't know how many thousands or hundreds you have to click through. And I didn't run into the problem that often. So on that part, the writing and the choices were actually really good. Sure, I'd love to come for dinner. Really says, let's start a coup and overthrow the government. Exactly. Yeah, I don't want them to say something very different from what the speech bubble suggests they would say. Yeah, that's a problem a lot of games actually have. But that's really, they did a really good job with that. Man, that was my first chance to ban a bot earlier, but I was AFK looking for food in the fridge. I'm a bad mod. LMFAO. You are not a bad mod, Yuzu. You're definitely not a bad mod. You're amazing. And I promise you there will be more bots in the future. It's not going to be the last one. If not, I'm just making an account for fun and let you ban it. I'll break a rule so you can ban me. Yay! Oh, by the way, Sophie and Yuzu, I need to connect you two. No, don't do that. uh, how do I explain? You're both in the same boat. So I would say for Yuzu to explain Sophie, Sophie is at the very beginning of her journey and Yuzu is almost done with hers. I think that it sounds weird, but I think you two know what that means. I'm done. Okay. If you say you're done, I didn't want to say you're done because it's a journey that never ends, but I figured sounds like a trans thing. Damn it, I wasn't subtle enough. No offense if I misunderstood. No, you didn't. I didn't want to blur it out like that. But it's a safe space here, so it's totally fine. I just didn't want to overstep anything with you two. But yeah, I figured maybe you two can connect and share some experiences because I know that it's nice to have someone who has done it before. And since you two are both like very supportive people and very nice people, I figured you deserve somebody. If you hit it off, I mean, if you don't like each other, that's totally fine with me. But I guess I figured I just connect you two and tell you two about it. Phew. Now I feel hot. Totally nervous. I'm sweating. Meow, 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 meow. I do I get nervous when I do stuff like that? Oh, gosh. So excited and immediately I'm like, oh no, did I do something wrong? Was I stupid? I don't know why are you feeling nervous? I don't know, actually. Because I feel stupid, I don't know. I can sense her blushing. Yeah, yeah, I can't even deny it. It feels like suddenly the room has 100 degrees more. But yeah. Yeah, I think we all felt what you mean. Felt you mean well, lol. That's the most important part. Oh, jeez. I always mean well, but sometimes I'm a bit like, how do you call it? Clumsy. Clumsy is the right word, especially if you're like not talking in your number one language. You're just like struggling. How are your pets, by the way? Oh, I don't know actually. I don't have any pets anymore. I have given away both my cats and my dog. Sadly. Stop thinking about it. Okay, give me 5 minutes and I'm cooling down. Let's just move on. Um, the story behind my pets is like when I was still living together with my best friend in like as a roommate. We here we have a band-aid. Oh, here. I was looking at the other screen. This looked like the band-aid, not a baguette. Thank you. Thank you for the baguette. I just feel like the whole last 10 minutes can be a clip of its own. Band-aid, baguette, what's the difference? Both are brown. I'm an artist. I have a very keen eye. I can spot the difference. Skull. Okay. I'm just going to pretend the last 10 minutes never happened, and I'm just going to move on to storytelling about my pets. To ignore the baguette. Yeah, well, so as I was saying, I used to live together with my best friend as a roommate after I split up with my boyfriend. So I took my pets with me. And one of my cats, they were both sisters. They said, I usually think you know them, right, my cats? You've met them before. The brown cat I had was like not taking it well at all that I moved. And sadly, I had to give her away to a really nice elderly lady whose cat had died a few weeks before that. And she was looking for a new cat, and she told me that she would love to take mine. So one of my cats is now living in Vienna with a very sweet old lady, and she's having the time of her life because that lady is spoiling her rotten. I'm not joking. This cat gets like a new toy every week, I think. And either way, she's having a very good time. I haven't talked to the lady in ages, sadly, but I'm pretty sure she's still fine. And my dog and my sister are, and my sister, my dog and the sister of Sister Cat, let's say it like that, the other sister, they stayed with my best friend because when I moved out, I sadly moved into a place that doesn't allow pets. So my best friend would have bought himself a dog either way if I moved out, because he was so used to living with me and my dog that he said he would miss something if I took the dog with me. So we just agreed that he keeps the dog and my second cat, so all my pets are in good hands and I'm sure they're doing very well. I still get to see my dog and the one cat every few weeks. So yeah. Sadly, I have to leave for now. I need to continue studying a bit. Have a nice time, everyone. You too, Yuzu. If you need somebody to look over your English homework again, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'm happy to help. And good luck! Get those A grades, as you usually do. Bye bye. Oh, I'll bring my dog when we meet so you can cuddle him a bit. Yes, do it. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm going to remember his name. Was it Maki? I think so, right? My brain says sushi. Yes! Got it, I still got it. I still remember the photos. Shiba Inu. So cute. Okay, I need to drink something. My throat is sore a little bit. Okay, there we go again. Are you still thinking about it? I don't know what you're talking about. I already forgot it. Don't thinking. I'm done thinking. I'm not thinking about the baguette and the other thing that just happened. Or I'm trying not to think about it. Oh my god! My bot works! It's working! My bot is working! I fixed it! Holy cow! I still think I need to make a hack comment. I don't have one. I'm so sorry. But gosh, I'm so happy that my bot works now. I'm sorry for clearing my throat. Still. Oh, that's such a relief, honestly. I've been tinkering with it for 2 days now and I was running out of ideas to do. And to see it actually function is just... it makes me so happy. I mean, I'm not a complete tech nerd, but I consider myself decently okay. I also see somebody spotting me in Discord again. Just a quick check if it's nothing important. Because I only have a few people, like, being able to get through me. So, let's see. Oh, okay. Cool. It's a streamer friend of mine who just gave me permission to advertise my little stream on her Discord. Nerd. I also don't have a Discord set up yet. I'm so sorry, Sophie. I just felt like we're not enough people to have a Discord server yet, and so far I'm pretty much managing everything on my own. So Yuzu is also very busy. She's a very good friend of mine. I know her over 10 years already. And I knew I can trust her with moderating, but she also can't be here all the time. And so far I don't have any other mods yet. So I'm trying to do stuff bit by bit. I also want to create a separate Discord account for my stream, just to keep my stream separated from my private life, because since I am a member of a lot of Discord servers on my private account, there are times where I like get those spammy mails, hacker mails, and I don't want to risk like my streaming account to be affected by it. So yeah. But there will be a Discord server, and once I set it up, I'm definitely going to post it here and make a command too. And if you have any other suggestions, please let me know. Because I'm always looking for like improving my stream and stuff, and I'm always like... I basically use my morning and noon to improve my stream, to like watch videos to see what can I set up, what can I do, how can I automate stuff, how can I make a bot appear, how to change the freaking name of the bot, because that's also not as easy as it may sound like. So yeah, it's a work in progress. Sophie, are you just calling me out that I don't have the necessary comments set up? You're just doing everything? Commission is open, but how to easily commission? I have to set up a coffee still. You have to commission me personally. If you want a commission, you can write me. I am going into the corner. I know. Don't worry, Sophie. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. You ask what you need. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm just going to pull up my little to-do list so that I don't forget those things you're telling me about. Because those are actually pretty cool suggestions. And I don't want them to get lost in the void. My accounts have gone negative twice in the last month, so I'm trying not to die right now. Oh no! Survive, Sophie, survive. Okay, let's see here. Set up a hack command. Because those things are... Oh, we have a follow. Welcome to the stream, Art Loving. Thank you so much for the follow. Oh my god. You're getting me excited. Hello, hello. How are you? Feel free to write in the chat or simply lurk around if you like to. We're fine with both. One more to go. Yes! Thank you so much. You're actually one of the first persons to follow me on stream. Thank you so much. Most of the people that followed me are like friends who did it while I was offline, or maybe who joined. So I'm so happy to have you. Alert command, that's also a good idea. I do have the 8-ball comment, but it's like a crystal ball in my case, so if you type like exclamation mark crystal ball and ask a question, you get a funny reply. But sadly the module Stream Elements is using automatically replies with the 8-ball is saying random answer. I'm just chilling and looking for a calm stream to lurk. Then you're very welcome to join us. We're happy to have you. We're just chatting away. And I'm just writing down all the cool things Sophie is suggesting to me. Since I'm still very new to the whole streaming thing, I'm missing a bunch of comments. And Sophie has more experience with lurking around streamers than I do. So let's see. Hack command, then we have Discord, of course. For that I need to set up a Discord server, but that's shouldn't be an issue. Duplicate again. Then we have commissions. And a lurk emote. And set up a exclamation mark lurk command. Okay. Everything is written down. So maybe, just maybe, I have everything set up tomorrow. Since setting up commands is not that hard. I'm just trying to like stay in that witchy theme I have going on. That's the only thing I try to look out for. Okay, let's see. Wait. I kind of want some gloss on the lips as well. Nope. Is it too harsh? I don't think so. Okay. Also, just a little warning, we're nearing the 2-hour mark, which means we're going to take a small little break soon. So everybody can grab something to drink, relieve themselves and just stretch their legs a bit. And I'm going to chop off the bundle of chives I just got from the garden before it goes bad. Because it's actually pretty warm today, to be honest. It didn't look as good as the last weeks, I guess, but the hotter it gets, I'm living like in a rooftop flat, so the temperatures are going to rise, especially in the summer. So hopefully I'm not going to die. Okay, let's do this. Also, like, I don't have any channel points because I wanted to set them up actually, but I found out that this is like an affiliate only thing. So sadly, I couldn't. But there will be channel points in the future. Definitely. Because I just love that you can redeem stuff and also made me remind my forgettable person here to like stay hydrated and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in the future as well. Either way, I am also going to a theater at the weekend, which is actually ran by one of my old teachers back in the days when I was still in retail. And he's such a sweet guy. He was like my class teacher, and he always supported us in the best way possible. He was this type of teacher who was. You could have it all if you wanted to. He would support you to the best of his abilities and stuff like that, but he would also let you know if he was disappointed in you. He was a father figure to a lot of my classmates as well, so I still keep in contact with him, and he has like a theater every year around April and May, and it is actually pretty good. At the beginning, I'm a huge theater and musical fan myself, so I tend to visit them like, I don't know, I would say I am like 2 to 4 times a year where I go to a theater or a concert or musical stuff. And I can't wait to visit them. I'm not sure what's it called because I think it's their own production and not anything that has been done before. But I will see how it goes. Also, another thing that is like on my list is like tackling my driving anxiety, because I have my driving license ever since I was 18, even though I didn't want to do it back in the days. Since I didn't need a driving license, I was living in the city, I had public transport everywhere, and as you guys know, cars aren't exactly cheap, so you would have to pay like insurance and stuff like that, and I just did my driving test to satisfy my parents, so they would stop complaining about it, that I'm not doing it and stuff like that. But ever since I took my driver test, I drove a car maybe 5 times, if not less. So that's like 10 years of my life I haven't driven. So I decided to tackle this little problem as well this year, because I want to be more like self-sufficient, especially since I moved to the countryside where I don't have as many public transport systems as I did in the city. And yeah, that's also one thing on my bucket list. We already researched a bunch of stuff because I don't want to just go out and drive because it's really stressful for me, and I kind of get a tiny bit of anxiety, and a tiny bit is maybe an understatement. It's like, I don't know. Some people think it sounds a bit crazy, but I actually like, I don't know, it's almost like test anxiety and stuff like that. I feel sick to the stomach whenever I sit in a car. I don't know. It's really, really taxing on me, so we decided to search for like. At first, the plan was to find an empty parking lot during the day where I could just drive around without any problem, and there would be nobody there that I could actually hit and stuff. But it's not as easy where I live to find something like that. But what we actually found is that there is actually a place in my... It's like an hour away, so it would be quite a drive, but that shouldn't be a problem. There you can like drive around in a safe setting, and they have like junctions, small hills where you can practice to stop and go on a steeper slope and stuff like that. And there are supposed to be instructors there as well, which is kind of exciting, so if I ever have any questions I can ask them as well. They also have this like makeshift parking lots test thingies where you can just, I don't know, park between poles and stuff, and I don't know. It sounds quite. It sounds basically perfect for what we're searching for here. But I'm still super nervous because of it. Because it's been such a long time and I've never driven that one car we have. So yeah. Wish me luck. I'm sure I can manage, but it's still going to be... It's going to take some time to actually getting used to it, basically. Also, let's take a quick break before I struggle further with the eyelashes right now. Yeah. Let's all grab a glass of water, stretch your legs, and take a break. I'll be back in around 5 minutes. Just for any new viewers that come in. Oh no. Right. Let's do this. Make it a bit more brighter. Be right back. See you in a minute, guys. And I am back from the break. I hope you guys are still with me. So, let's get back into struggling with the eyelashes. Okay. There we were. Also, hello and welcome to anybody who has joined the stream while I was gone. I'm happy to have you here. Okay, let's see. How do I want the eyelashes to look like? Do you have any good reference? Let's see. Well, most of them are pretty simple. Then let's keep it simple as well. Why did you do that? There we go. Oh, right. Nope. Why? Okay, now it works. That was odd. There we go. So let's see. I have no clue what I'm going to eat today, by the way. I had like pizza yesterday, and before that I just simply ate some sandwiches. I think I would love something lighter. Because at the weekend we were like... so pizza again, perhaps. I would love to. You can never go wrong with pizza. But I had it so much the last couple of days because my go-to meal for lunch is like some frozen pizza. I didn't have it today though. I'm also craving like a Greek salad. Greek salad, gosh. English is hard. But yeah, it probably depends on what I have at home. Could also put the chives to good use. Oh my god! Hello and welcome to the stream! Thank you so much for the follow! And we hit our follower goal! Yay! We have 35 followers! Thank you so much! Ed Kaya? Did I pronounce it right? I'm not sure. Welcome, welcome, and thank you so much! I had lasagna and am meeting my wife for dinner, so not very healthy either. Hype! Oh, lasagna is also so good. I haven't had it for ages. But wait a second, we didn't hit a streamer goal. Oh no! Somebody stopped following me, I think. Ah, dang it. Or let's reload my stream, maybe something was buggy. No, sadly not. Oh, too bad. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just one more person to go. At just the same time, maybe they misclicked. Yeah, could also be. Maybe. I didn't pay that much attention if there were 30, 33 or 34 before. I just remember that Art Loving was the 34th person to subscribe. But hey, that means if another person follows, we can have a hype again. It was 35 for a moment. Oh my god! What the fuck was that? I'm so sorry, it just... I don't know what just happened. Give me a second. I'm so sorry, it's just... Right now something like... loud happened and I could even feel the impact. I don't know what it was, but it just scared the shit out of me. And I hope nothing happened. So... yeah. Oh my god, my heart. That was a real life jump scare there for sure. It was 35 for a moment. Okay, yeah, then I bet they misclicked. Probably. Wait, give me a moment. Okay, it apparently... the bang I heard was like a plane, like the high-speed military planes when they hit... You know, I don't know the right English term for when they hit like this... the high speed where it makes a bang. Because I'm living at a place where there are often like military planes flying above us. But it still gave me a heart attack. How's it called? Need to look it up. I really want to know. Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom it's called. It was a sonic boom from a plane. But that literally gave me a freaking heart attack. Because you can really feel the impact, which is insane. And if you don't expect it at all, it's just, it comes out of nowhere. Nowhere. But yeah, that means at least nothing to worry about. Because I don't live alone in this house, so when I hear stuff like that, I'm kind of worried that something might have happened, or sometimes it's just our neighbors being extremely loud. But that definitely wasn't the case this time. And hello and welcome to everybody who joined the stream. I hope you're having a great time. No matter if you're lurking or actively chatting with us. We appreciate you all. I hope you don't hear too many background noises. So... anyways, we were talking food before the sonic boom just interrupted me and scared the shit out of me. I would love to have some lasagna too, by the way. And what are you having for dinner? Completely forgot to ask because of the confusion about the follower and the Sonic Boom plane. Hello and welcome to the stream to everybody that just joined, or maybe you just gotten back after the break. Either way, welcome, welcome. Not sure yet. Okay. But you guys have plenty of options where you live. There are so many good things. Age probably. I'm super excited that if we go to dinner like everybody of us when Anina writes back in our group chat, I'm super excited to eat at the restaurant you suggested because the things looked so good. I've never been there, so... And Asian is another thing besides pizza I could eat literally every day. Yeah, we rarely plan. Yeah, we also don't really plan our meals. Even though I tried to do that for a while, because we're like very busy and sometimes thinking about what to eat stresses us out, and living in the country you can't just say, oh come on, let's go out for dinner and eat there and there, because it's often like another drive between like 15 to 20 minutes or up to an hour. And we don't want lunch to be stressful. Or in our case, mostly dinner. We're also going to celebrate the job interview today, because it's the first one I got invited to, and you have to celebrate the little things in life as well. And like I said, I'm super excited. Maybe do this. Nope. That? Nope. Also not what I'm looking for. Sarah was deceived for a bit. Totally fine. We are looking forward to it too. Great. Yeah, it's been years since we saw each other, so we have a lot of catching up to do. That's for sure. I think I'm going to move on to the rest of the eye because I'm currently not really happy with what I'm doing. Could be because I don't like the way I draw the lashes anymore with this kind of style, so I might be changing that up in the future a little. We ate the last weeks, the noodles are amazing. Oh, I can't wait. One thing I also want to try someday is like, you know, Korean barbecue and stuff, but it's really hard to come by around here. So maybe we're a bit more lucky in Vienna if we're like there one of those days. Because there are so many good places to eat. Okay, let's see. It's been such a long time since I've done such a close-up. So I completely forgot how to draw eyes. What's going on? Why are you not drawing what I want you to draw? Should be on the layer. There we go. Strange. But it works either way. Also, Helen, welcome to everybody who joined the stream. Feel free to write in the chat or simply lurk while we're drawing. We're just relaxing here. Not quite. Oh, that should be a bit longer, thinner, and darker in my opinion. Maybe that could be it. Yeah, probably. I might redo it or draw it over later because, like I said, I'm not that happy with it. It's also, I've been doing a lot of like style studies lately and looking at stuff because I want to get away from like the pure anime style I used to do and lean in more like into the stylized styles of like Valorant, League of Legends, the Western style, so to speak, to make it a bit more realistic but still have those stylized elements in it. So yeah, you're probably right with going thinner and darker. But the thing with stuff like that is often it's better to just move on to the next part because sometimes you hit this point where the reason something looks off is because it isn't rendered yet to the same quality as the rest of the picture. So I keep it open for now. I probably am also going to search a reference that I really like and copy that. Or not copy, just simply take inspiration from it to fit it to my own style. And my voice is leaving me again. You're also not flipping the canvas enough, no? Oh, that's because I usually flip the canvas while I'm doing sketches. I have a shortcut for it, so yeah. But you're right, I'm getting lazy with it once I'm in the coloring stage. Because I have the most work I've done is during the sketch and line out phase. Or better yet, I often start flipping the canvas when I feel like I'm done with a certain part or with the drawing, and then I go over it again to see if I have any glaring mistakes. Because if I flip the canvas too often or too regularly, I get stuck at the point where I'm drawing. Just for your eyes to not get lazy. Yeah. I'm sorry. My voice is dying. I'm definitely keeping that in mind to flip it more often. What's going on? It would definitely help to troubleshoot the eyelashes as well. But you know a lot more about this than me, of course. Well, it doesn't hurt to have an outside perspective either way. So it's still, you're completely right. It really helps if the eyes get tired and stuff like this. And it's also a habit why it's also a habit I want to get into, as well as like checking the values. That's also something I should do way more often, but I'm not doing it enough, I guess. But yeah, it definitely helps to keep a fresh eye. But thank you so much for the feedback, by the way. Definitely keep that in mind. One thing that's kind of a pet peeve of mine is also that I'm often too stuck with the line art, and I'm also trying to be more loose with it, but still have this line art kind of style. But I'm also thinking about maybe getting rid of like line art completely, but it's an issue for a future me. I'm tackling one problem at a time. I'm also a lot better at giving feedback on all things 2D than actually creating anything. No. But giving feedback is also a valuable skill in my opinion. Because just because you can draw doesn't mean you're good at giving feedback. So you shouldn't worry about that. And I can sense that I'm currently extremely focused at what I'm doing, which is why I talk less. Gosh. Give me a second. Okay, sorry. I should also... Oh, wait. When did I lose my lasso? My selection? How odd. Either way, back to having bad drawing habits. Yeah, unsure how I will be doing all my 2D stuff. Icons, portraits, matte paintings, etc. I'm sure you're getting the hang of it. It's often like if you paint after a long time for the first time, it's quite daunting, but you often get the hang of it. For myself, I'm currently really trying to like figure out new ways to optimize my workflow and get rid of bad habits and make it a bit quicker and more efficient. Like I always often avoided like rendering with my art style because it's just taking a long time, and I also wasn't quite sure how I want to render stuff. But I'm also using Twitch as like a way to force myself to finish pieces and not give up on it because I don't like what I'm seeing. So that's one way of pushing yourself. And besides that, I also want like more feedback about stuff. So if anyone is joining, for example, who has more experience or like a good idea or like a shortcut for me to use for a better drawing or better drawing experience in general. Because I, for example, hate like the using color blocking in Photoshop because the lasso tool and the magic wand are just so, I don't know, sloppy, I guess, because like other programs have a way better thing to fill in line art than Photoshop does. Which is one thing that's really bugging me about this whole thing. I think I'm also going to make them glow a bit later. Besides, it's also really cool to have like live feedback from people sometimes if you're working. because it really also helps you push things into the right direction, especially if you get stuck. And others often notice things you don't. That's too dark. Also, it's so crazy if you're like doing portfolio stuff or work in like a school environment. The workflow you're using and the steps you're taking are so much more differently than when you're actually doing a personal piece, like I'm doing right now. I don't know why, but I haven't done a personal piece in like ages, it feels like. Only because I was afraid to do it, because I don't know. It's like you hit a point when you're drawing where everything you do feels like it's not good enough and it feels like you don't like it. And especially if you're working together with professionals who constantly give you feedback on how to improve and how to change stuff. It feels like no matter how hard you try, you always have to change. And it's really a work in progress to be satisfied with your own art and to have fun again with it, I guess. Which was something I struggled for a while now. But it's getting better. It's getting better and better again. Which is amazing. Ever since I've started like doing this piece for Twitch, I feel more at ease with myself, I guess. Because it's not a commission work, it's my personal work. I can do whatever it is without anybody like judging me for it, and I feel so much more free. I think you actually have to adopt a good enough attitude instead of a perfectionist one. Yeah, totally. Honestly, if I'm doing like commission work or university stuff, I do have this attitude. I have a point where I'm like, well, I don't have enough time. It's good enough. As long as they like it, I'm fine with it. But with my personal pieces, it's like I can take the time actually to just explore things and try stuff out, and I don't have to like wing it. And you need to find this kind of balance as well. That you know when you have the time to actually explore stuff and test stuff out. Because right now I'm looking at a bunch of references while I'm drawing, and I'm also going to like look for a bunch of more later, because I'm not happy with the eyes and the way I'm rendering them, so you have to find this balance. I try to embrace it since my game will take 2 years anyways. If I take as much time as I want, then I know I would never finish. Yeah, absolutely. But that's the difference. You're like having a project and you want it to be done in 2 years. You have to set some goals for yourself to like know when to do stuff. Or when to stop doing stuff is the better way to say it. You could like do it endlessly and put in more and more content, but you have to say, okay, I put this in but leave this out, and I completely understand what you mean. For me, I kind of figured I take a bit more time with this piece just to study stuff and things like that, and whenever I have like a commission piece lined up, it's a completely different story. Because then I have to time management myself, and I don't want to take like weeks for a single piece. Because both my clients and myself wouldn't be very happy with that. Besides, time is money. Okay. That actually doesn't look too shabby in my opinion. I'm also trying different techniques of layering stuff. Because I want to find like a sweet spot of layers I'm having. I don't want to have too much that I need to search ages for stuff, but I also don't want to have too less, so that I always have to use the lasso tool for the smallest bits and pieces, which can be quite tedious and stuff. For example, right now I'm thinking that I shouldn't have put the eye white and the eyeball on the same thing as the pupil, but rather keep it separately. Which I had before, but like I had the eyeball, the eyelashes, the pupil, and everything on a on a single layer, and that was quite annoying after some time. But one thing people often forget is that like you're evolving with time. It takes longer for some things and shorter for others, but you have to put in the time to experiment, make mistakes, and making mistakes is absolutely not a problem. It's actually good. The important thing is that we learn from the mistakes we make. And then try to change it, for example. Best to keep every stroke on a layer, just in case. Exactly, non-destructive workflow, very important. No, that would be definitely an overkill. I mean, a lot of good artists have like only one singular layer, which is really cool, really insane. It is doable, of course, but in a productive environment or production environment in general, it is definitely not recommended at all. Or for example, like me, that you're not doing a layer for this what I'm doing and then I have to erase everything, which wasn't my intention at all. I'm also still figuring out what I want when I want to merge my layers and stuff like that, so it's a whole process. I'm also always like watching videos of other artists and how they're approaching their drawings and paintings and stuff like that, but it's hard to figure out what works for you and what actually doesn't work. But if I look back at my first digital drawing, it's insane how much I've improved. And I think it's really important that you sometimes just look at your old work so you can actually see how much you've improved. Because a lot of people simply get frustrated because they don't see any improvement at all with their work, even though they have improved. But they just don't see it. Forces you to adopt mistakes at least. What exactly do you mean forces you to adopt mistakes at least? I just want to make sure I understand that right. Ah, that's too much shading. About the artist with a single layer. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. It's like the Bob Ross philosophy. Happy little accidents happen all the time. And sometimes you have to work around with the problems you created yourself. I'm a bit behind, it seems. No, it's totally fine. It's just, it's normal that the chat is having a delay. Most of the time I can understand and know the context if somebody writes something, but if I'm not sure, I rather ask instead of just assuming I know what they're talking about. I mean, Sophie, for example, lives in Canada, so so there is going to be quite of a delay. Okay, let's see if I can fit him some highlights as well. Gray highlights, absolutely not. Is this Shadow Valley? Yeah, it is. Calico Desert. Meow meow meow. You're still alive, hi! Yeah, but I think the pupils are still too dark. I definitely need to light them up a bit. Even with the highlights in place. Shout out Twin Fox Studios. Ooh. Why should I? It's not to be rude or something like that, but that's just the second account I use to, like, see if everything's alright. Okay, I have to go, by the way. Still having to buy a gift for my wife. See you girls around. Okay, have a great evening then, and have fun with and have fun dining with your wife. See you around. Bye. And you shouting at Twin Fox Studio. That is just a single account. I have to check if everything's okay. So that's me. You're shouting me out. It's an old account I'm not using anymore. Because it also got suggested to have something like that on the side. Just in case. Bye bye! Oops. Slapping my microphone. Yeah, definitely need to work a bit more on the eyes, because they're so important as well. And I definitely want to light them up a bit more, because the pupils seem way too dark. At least in my opinion. Somebody erase something. Part of that too. Yeah, definitely need to look at a few more references because I'm not happy with the eyes at all. But Sloan City wins the race, right? So let's see. They look pretty in my opinion. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's like Prism said, that's my perfectionism taking over. But with this piece I at least can have some perfectionism. Not that I'm getting sloppy with commissions, of course, but I want to balance my commissions in the sense that I want my customers to be happy and also not like have them wait for a year to get their stuff. I mean, it's not like that I took a year to draw this piece as well, so. Pelican Town. Oh, I love Stardew Valley music. It's so good. I think that looks better. Small detail, but it's not as dark. Oh, this makes me really want to play Stardew Valley, to be fair. Anytime I hear it, it's like, oh, I want to play. Also, this remix is so good. I'm so glad I found it. So, let's see. What else can we talk about? I really need to prepare more for my streams, or like a list of topics I can just talk about while I'm drawing. Because of course it's often an issue, like in the beginning when you're just a small streamer, you don't really have as much people to talk to and the chat isn't as active. So it's very important to actually have some backup plans in case nobody's there. Because like most people say, you have to entertain yourself as a streamer or also as a YouTuber, depending on the content you're making. And if you can't entertain yourself, well, then you're just not entertaining enough, I guess. But it's all a learning experience. I figured I had enough prepared, but apparently I did not. But luckily enough, I'm also a very spontaneous person, so it shouldn't be that problematic to come up with a bit of stuff. Read us some of your writings. What kind of writings are you talking about exactly? I have a feeling I know what you're talking about, but I want to be sure. So we're talking about those writings. No, I rather don't. No. I know you know, so... I rather not. Those are very private. But I do have other stories to tell. One that are less spicy, I guess, and more safe for work. Could be a fun Patreon reward though. Kind of like ASMR from Secret Writings. But we want to hear those ones. No, you don't. You don't want to know. If you know, you know, but you don't want to know. Besides, that's not my choice alone. I would need to talk with Mooney about that first. And I'm pretty sure we both are agreeing on the one that those things are going to stay behind locked doors. No, boo! Everybody has their secrets. And those are mine. But honestly, Mooney and I have talked about maybe like I don't know, anonymously publishing like short stories about those stuffs just for fun, you know, and maybe for some side hustling, who knows? But yeah, you should lock this. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use the multiply layer right now because I want to darken them up quite a bit. It looks better, but I need to lighten up a few parts as well. Mash, don't be mad. Forgive me. But I honestly was considering like if I ever make a coffee, which I will in the future definitely, but I'm currently more focused on getting my stream up and running properly with everything, with the commands and stuff. But I was wondering if I should like do not safe for work rewards for people who are opting in for more. So that is actually up my list as well. Maybe doing some fan art of my own OCs from Mooney and my stories. What? Oh right, I'm a dum dum. Didn't I put this on this layer? Wait, what? How the actual... It is this layer, but it's not getting darker. Why? Okay, there we go. That was weird. I think we're getting there. Yeah, looks way better already. Way better. But I'm definitely going to change her lashes a little bit. But I'll probably sleep one night over it, just in case. Are just all the facial features? Yep. The nails are still in this layer. Right. Never forget the nails. Also, I can't wait to like start doing emotes and stuff as well for the Twitch stream. But if you're doing your own layout and stuff like I do, it takes a lot of time to get everything set up and stuff, so it might take a while until I get to the point where I have all of those things ready. And I'm also thinking about like bundling it up with the day where I get affiliate and have more options for emotes. So we'll see. Also, I just saw that we hit another hour and we're taking a short 5-minute break so everybody can get, again, a glass of water, step out for a bit, stretch the legs, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. And I really need, like, I'm so going to make a break screen next, I think, because it's a little bit annoying to always think about writing BRB somewhere in the corner so people actually know that the stream isn't over and that I am active, but just taking a tiny break. So there we go. Be right back in around 5 minutes. See ya, guys. I am back from the break. I hope you guys also enjoyed it. So let's get my glove back on my hand. Boop. And let's do the final hour. I'm also already looking at my second screen to see who we're going to raid out to later. A couple of people I follow are online right now, but we'll see how many of them are going to be online later as well. So let's see. Where were we? Eyes, the eyes. And I think I'm really going to change the lashes just a teeny tiny bit and make them smaller, like Prison suggested. Because I'm not happy with them at all. Because they're way too big. But that's what I mean, a fresh set of eyes really helps wonders from time to time. Lashes can never be too big. That's an argument as well. True, true. Just a tiny bit. I'm probably going to... What are you complaining about again in Photoshop? I'm going to add some more minor details later on as well. And I honestly love like big eyes, big lashes. That's just the anime girl in me probably, but I also need to find the right balance, and I knew something looked off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. For real, yeah. So let's see. I think that's a bit better. Also sometimes if you like make the lashes too big on one side, the whole perspective also seems kind of off. And I think that's also one thing that kind of bothered me with the lashes. So let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think that fixes an issue that I had for quite some time, so it's a good thing I listened to him. Just need to figure out what I did there. Which layer is it? Oh, I'm so silly. I didn't unlock the layer, so of course it would do strange stuff like that. Why? Why are you doing this? Stop it. There we go. Let's go back. So I can see actually what I've done. Because the thing is, I lock my layers so I don't accidentally like draw outside of it. But the downside is if I do something like this where I erase stuff on the layer, it's like... Oh. Need to pick the right layer as well. If I erase stuff on a layer which is locked, it doesn't really erase it properly, but it leaves like this strange background. Like the secondary color you picked for your color picker, which is something brown in my case. So I have to unlock the layer to really properly be able to erase stuff. Or else we have strange fragments, which we don't want. Yeah, I think that looks way better. Just going to fix the slash as well. But those are the minor details that sometimes make or break an actual drawing. I mean, it's insane that the size of the lashes can like cause one eye to look weird while the other looks okay-ish. And I think if we look like at the comparison, let's go back a bit. This lash versus like the new lash is like night and day, and it looks so much better actually. But when you're drawing stuff, you sometimes run into this moment where you know something is like wrong with your drawing, but you can't pinpoint what it is exactly. So having somebody come in and say, hey, I think this and that is kind of wrong, or in this case, like Prism said, the eyelashes might be a bit too big and need to be a bit thinner. He actually said the exact right thing to fix it. Which is something I didn't notice prior to it, to him mentioning the stuff. And this is why I just love to have people look at my drawings, and even if people, that's a nice word, never said it before, but yeah. Even if somebody can't really draw, they still know if something doesn't look right. So even if somebody isn't like a pro or somebody who regularly draws, I love to take their input and see, okay, what is off. Because if, I don't know, let's say my mother, for example, she doesn't really draw. I mean, she has an artistic side. She like does acrylic nails and things like this, but she's not like a person who has a lot of experience with drawing people. But she still sees if like the hands are wrong or the face is off, or if the nose is too big or whatever. So even if somebody can't draw and they say like, this looks weird, maybe because the hand looks too big, or I don't know, the eyes look off, then more often than not they are kind of right. I mean, if you're very stylized, it could be that it's completely on purpose, that you like distorting stuff and things like this. But it doesn't hurt to actually listen to people when they're like giving you advice. So yeah. Always take it with a grain of salt though. Don't like take every little feedback people give you in account, because sometimes there are trolls, or sometimes feedback is just kind of wrong, or people don't know in which direction you're actually wanting to go. So they might throw you off track a bit. So if somebody gives you feedback, no matter if it's like for drawings or other things like homework, research, work, always take it in consideration. Then maybe look if there is truth to the feedback or not. For example, if somebody says, hey, your mic sounds off, or I can't hear you on stream, I will always be like, oh, dang it, this person can't hear me for some reason. Am I muted? Does my audio work? If I check those things and then notice, oh hey, my audio is fine, I can hear myself in OBS, then I check my stream if it's maybe an issue on like Twitch, or maybe it's my internet connection or something like that. But once I've checked all those things and I've found out that actually it's not a problem on my end, my mic works fine, and everybody else is like, no, we can hear you just fine, then the person gets to check their side. And more often than not, that way you can figure out what's going on. But the feedback got heard, you checked it, and it's still very valuable feedback. And just because the one person was, I wouldn't call it wrong per se, because they didn't hear me. It was just like because they maybe muted the stream or something. I still would love people to tell me if they can't hear me, because I'm pretty sure one day I'm just going to forget to mute myself, or unmute myself in that case, or maybe my mic stops working, or I accidentally like pulled the plug from my computer when moving around with my chair, which has happened before. Because I have like quite the long cable that is attached to my headphones, And every now and then when I stand up, it like gets caught in the armrest, and then when I pull away, I like knock my headphones off the table, or I sometimes tug at the plug itself and then it slips out of my computer. And I had this issue like a couple of times where I was like in a Zoom call and people weren't able to hear me, and I was like, why? Why can't you hear me? And it was working just fine, and I mean, what's going on? And then when I checked it, I figured out that my mic isn't even plugged in, and at first it was so confusing because how can this happen? My mic is plugged in, or at least it looked like it was plugged in, but it just got pulled out ever so slightly, that the contacts didn't work and that my mic didn't work. So in the end I had to use my webcam every now and then for like, I don't know, for using my microphone, because I had no idea what exactly was going on and why it didn't work. I mean, sometimes you learn stuff the hard way, right? You can prepare as much as you want to, but technical issues can always arise. But I always try to solve them myself, because I hate having to rely on somebody else for issues like this. Because if I'm like... Right now I'm streaming on my own. I don't have really active mods yet. I have one very lovely person who is helping me out with modding every now and then when they have the time. And I have to fix my own issues, and if I have to rely on somebody who isn't there all the time, it would just cause a lot of troubles and headaches in the long run. So yeah. Besides, if the same issue arises, I at least know how to fix it. I see. What do you see? Sorry, because of the delay, I'm not always sure what you're answering to, so I have to make sure to ask you. Oh, just like... Yes. Never mind. Sorry. It's totally fine, Sophie. You don't have to apologize for anything. I'm just trying to pay attention and be a good streamer. So, let's get back there. Maybe some linear light. Is that too much? Probably. I want some shiny effect on the nails, like it looks like polish. That bee emote is so cute. Oh, I like that. That looks cool. Ooh. Don't mind me, I didn't just lose my pen. Stuff like that would never happen to me. No, no, no. Sitting here playing with my pen and then suddenly dropping it to the floor. Nuh-uh. Though I caught it in time. I just love this playlist, it's so chill. Shroud's Beard. I know that music from somewhere as well. But I don't know right now. At least it sounds very familiar. Summon familiar. Actually, my witch has a familiar, and that's Finn the Fox. We can totally... I bet we can summon a little familiar. Let's go! Some love for Finn. Should I do some more shading on the fingers? Maybe. Let's see. I figured it would be kind of cute to have like the chatbot be her familiar later. Because I also saw like people using little mascots or like familiars for the chatbot to read stuff out to. And it's something I want to do as well. Is that too dark, maybe? A little bit. That's too light. Okay. No. Not a fan. That looks better. Let's keep it that way. Also, one thing I really learned through my years now of drawing is trust the process. Trust the process. Because sometimes it's like you don't like what you're drawing, but while you're drawing you come up with new ways, you go back and forth between stuff you've already rendered and things like that, and just like this, I always forget like to add this little shadow to the fingers, even though I think it makes a huge difference and makes it look even more three-dimensional. But it's something I still have to remind myself of, and even though I tend to forget it, I still try my best to implement it whenever I think of it. Okay, let's smudge this a bit for some better blending. Yeah. Do you want it to be a bit darker? Maybe. Is it too much or not? No, I think it's fine. I also think I need to make the nails bigger, or at least... Here's something is up with the nails too, but I'll figure it out. Like always. Okay, I have to change this to current layer instead of all, because I just want to have this color, which I used for shadowing. So yeah, there we go. Yes. Yes to the nails. Okay, yes to the nails. Let's make them bigger. Or at least push them deeper into her fingers, because I think I made them too small. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Oh. Surprise, surprise, the princess loves bigger nails. Huge surprise, definitely. Would never have guessed. Yeah, nails are a feature I haven't drawn as often, I guess, but I've come to love them very much lately. So I have to give her like really cool sharp nails. Besides, she's a fox, so it also fits her personality. Yeah, that looks better. I still need to like also practice drawing nails and do some studies. Because nails aren't as easy to draw as one might think. They have to kind of fit the perspective and stuff like that, and yeah. It can be tough for sure. And I also think I need to make it bigger over there as well. Let's see. Just trying stuff out. I think that looks more correct. That's also a little trick I love to use from time to time to just remove the line art, because if a drawing, no matter if it's line art or not, can live without the lines, you're doing a pretty good job. For example, right now I can really see that her nails aren't looking in the right direction. They look kind of broken. So I'm going to fix this little issue, hopefully. Send you my next commission? Oh! Let's see. I see. That's going to be a challenge. Let's see if I can pull it in here, if Discord allows me to. There we go. Sophie's commission for me. Gotta love the angle. Challenge accepted. No, but you're right. That's like, oh my god. Good practice, but a horrible angle. But thank you so much for sending this to me. It's a good laugh. Stuff of nightmares. For an artist, for sure. Everything with like foreshortening and stuff like this, it's so daunting. Okay, I think this is a hand layer. Yes, it is. Let's get rid of that. Then we need to... Where's the skin layer? There's the skin layer. I mean, I'm really trying... I have this goal in my mind that I might get rid of my lines completely and just do a style without line art, but I'm still trying to get comfortable with that idea because I think it's looking okay-ish right now. I would just need to like clean up the lines and render stuff more correctly, but yeah. But I just love doing line art. Line art is so relaxing to do, and I would love to have like an in-between those two. So now let's fix the liner for the nail. Also, if I get rid of line art, I could just comfortably like change stuff without having to erase a bunch of lines like this. Now my next commission will have lots of nails. Like giving me a huge monster with like dozens of hands, and every single one of them has like extremely long nails that are threatening to rip you apart. Would be good to practice again. Practice for drawing hands and nails in all kind of freaky perspectives. Also, I feel so slow while drawing. That's something that is bothering me about myself a lot. But at the same time, it's always this like in between of with every drawing you do, your quality gets better. So you're basically putting out a better quality in the same time you used the last time you tried it. But also on the other side, there is the problem of like you're still taking the same amount of time and it doesn't feel like you're getting faster. I think the nail underneath your nose could be longer too. Let's see. I'm a sucker for long nails. My nails are kinda longish. I don't have like acrylics, even though I would love to have one some days again, but I'm saving money right now, so it's just my natural long nails. And they always reach like this one point where they get too long and every single one of them breaks off, which is always so sad, but it's a natural thing to happen, so. Is this too long now? I'm not sure. Let's get rid of the lines for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, I think that's fine. Sad emote. Yeah, because of the nails. I'm always sad. It's always like you see them breaking and are like, oh no, not again. Oh, I think I see one mistake I'm making while drawing nails. No, that's too much, but I need a little bump on the other side, I'm sure. Not a minor one, but a small one. Maybe like this? No. Let's leave it at that for now. I don't want to ruin it. Also, I'm kind of curious what happens if I go on overlay right now. Doesn't look too shabby. Okay. Let's see, what am I going to tackle next? I think... Do we want to tackle the tattoos? I'm not 100% sure. Because I kind of want them to look like glowy, but still be part of her, so... Probably need to figure that out first. But let's merge this down here. No, not all the layers, please. That's not what I intended to do. Just this one layer. Merge down. Perfect. Which one is this? This is also a shadow layer that belongs here. I still don't want you to merge everything. I just want to merge... What? Excusez-moi. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to start anything too big today because we only have like 20 minutes left. So yeah, I'm going to drink some water. Stay hydrated, guys. Don't forget it. There we go. I think I'm trying to tackle her sickle moon on her forehead. Do I have it here? Okay, it's with the butterflies. Just quickly renaming it. There we go. So let's see. Blue, blue, blue. There we go. We are locking the layer. I was thinking about making it gold as well, but I'm not sure. I think I'm sticking with the bluey glowy ones and just gold as an accent color. Though I could try making it yellow right now, just for fun. To see how it would look like in a more golden aesthetic. It does look kind of cool though. This reminds me a lot of Sailor Moon. But I like blue more. Yeah, I think I do too. Because I have like gold for the jewelries and stuff, and yeah, it's a moon, but I think the blue one looks cooler. My brain is doing a thing right now, bear with me. It does look cool, but I think it probably gives off more of like an accessory or crown vibe if I keep it like golden. I mean, if you guys know Mel from like Arcane, she has this really cool golden tattoos all over her body. Looks so cool. I really adore it to death. But in my brain, it's like I totally see her like glowing in the dark. So everything that you guys see as this light blue, like her butterflies, the sickle moon on her forehead, and the butterfly tattoo on her arm, I figured it would like glow golden. Not golden. It would glow in the dark, like blue. As well as her like whisker-like tattoos in the face. I had those blue as well in the beginning, but it didn't look right. It needed some contrast, and I smacked my phone again. I think. I think. Lurk. Totally fine if you're lurking, Sophie. I think I need to sleep over this decision actually. I mean, this is going to be like our channel icon, so those design choices really matter to me because it's like I want her to be consistent in the design. And I like both a lot. I like the golden aesthetic because it like gives this punch to her face. But I also like the blue because it like pulls it in together, but it also balances the whole thing out too. So I'm not quite sure about that one. I'm going to make a quick copy of this little part here. If it lets me. It doesn't. Why? Oh no. Okay, I'm just going to copy this like so. Change this to this golden color again. Was it like this? I think so. My designer heart tells me to go with the gold one. Because it gives her face this little something. It really pulls the attention towards it more than if I keep it blue. Oh gosh, those are the hard decisions you have to make as a designer sometimes. You're just sitting here debating for hours if you want a crescent moon to be like blue or gold. I mean, that's insane. I'm so going to have to ask more people for their opinion because this is... I'm currently struggling with that one quite a bit, I have to admit. Because both have their perks. I think the blue one is very unique, it like fits together with the rest of it. But the golden one, I don't know, it makes her more elegant, and I think the whole piece needs more gold anyways. Gosh, this is hard. This is super hard right now. Yeah, I'm not going to make a decision today. I'm going to step back for a while and come back to it another time, probably. Because this is not a decision I can make properly today. Also, this is something I wanted to fix. Because I noticed that the chain isn't covered in the background with the thing. Oh, with the right color. Yeah, there we go. I just want to try and turn the butterflies in gold as well. I'm pretty sure they're not going to look as cool as the other thing does, but I just want a comparison. No. The butterflies are definitely going to stay blue. 100%. It is a cool vibe. But I think the blue ones just fit her better. Besides, it looks the same with her ear butterflies as well. And I think it would pull the attention away from her face where we have the golden crescent moon. And I think it's going to be the gold one. Ah, struggling so much. Either way, I'm going to leave it at that for now. Just going to fix the star real quick because it looks so broken for some reason. Hello. Oh, it's because this mask isn't working right. Okay. There we go. Minor details you often overlook. There we go. Also, why does the liner look so sloppy with this one? I swear, this star is giving me such a huge headache. It has been a troublesome little feller when I first drew him, and he continues to bother me all the time. If Yuzu would be around, she would laugh her ass off, I bet. Because she was there the day I tried to fix this star and it just didn't want to be fixed. Yeah, that looks better. There we go. Not ideal, but still better than before. And yeah, I'm currently like procrastinating a bit because I don't want to like start a huge part like the header stuff like this because right now I'm thinking about stopping streaming soon since we're almost at 4 hours. So yeah. By the way, let's see who we're going to raid out to. Maybe we're going to reach Chivi Arts again from yesterday's stream too. She was so sweet. Also going to check something in Stream Elements real quick. Oh, I have another achievement unlocked, by the way. What is it this time? Pum, 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 pum. Like clockwork, stream for 7 unique days in the last 30 days. I did that. You're right, Steam. You are totally right. Which means we have reached another milestone to our path to affiliate. The only thing we're missing are the 50 followers now. But we'll get there eventually. I'm pretty sure about it. I mean, you guys have been so amazing and supporting, and I'm really, really happy that we got to like 34 followers within like 7 days of streaming, which is way more than I've ever expected, to be honest. And if we keep that pace up, we're like going to be affiliate next week or something like that. Because I honestly thought that the hardest part was going to be like having the average 3 concurrent viewers for the stream. But I'm just looking at the stats, and we're currently at like 5.1, which is totally fine. This is almost double the things they expect you to have for affiliate. So that's totally fine by me. But I wanted to go into Stream Elements, right? Also, I'm kind of wondering, because my chatbot didn't activate again, maybe it wasn't like enough text messages. Maybe there need to be like different people talking and not the same ones, but I'm not that deep into the whole streaming scene yet to really be able to tell that. But at least we saw it for once, which is kind of a progress. So yeah. Either way, I can't decide who we're going to raid today. I think it's going to be Chiefy again. I want to bug her a bit. So, okay guys. I think that's really it for today. Let's go over to Chiefy Arts again. Oh, no. There we go. Chiefy Arts. Make sure to say hello from me as well. And I see you guys tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of the day, guys. Bye bye!